Hi, first grade. It's Miss Carter here. Let's start our math lesson off. We are going to do our spiral review. Remember, this is a review of things that you might have learned in kindergarten or you might have learned in first grade. So this is just to kind of get our brains going and keep everything in check. So here we go. Find this paper in your packet that has been sent with you. It will have 3, 4, and 5 on it since we already did 1 and 2 on Tuesday. So let's look at number 3. Number 3 says, what is the name of this coin? And sometimes coins will give us a hint and it will give us a clue on the coin. So let's look very carefully at this coin. It says the United States of America, but then it says this word right here. Does anyone know what that word is? That is the word quarter. This is quarter of a dollar. So let's look at our answer choices. Is it a penny? Well, we've already talked about pennies in class, and we know that a penny is copper and brown. That doesn't look copper and brown to me. Is it a nickel? Well, let's look back at the coin. This starts with a Q. Let's keep going. Is this a dime? Or is this a quarter? Oh, I see a word that matches. This word and this word are the same. This is a quarter. A quarter is worth 25 cents. How much is a quarter worth? Nice job. A quarter is worth 25 cents. Let's look at number 4. Number 4 says, draw a picture and write an equation to represent the problem. So there are 2 things we have to do on this problem. We have to draw a picture and we have to write an equation. Let's read the story together. Cynthia has 5 red hair bows and 3 blue hair bows. How many hair bows does Cynthia have? Let's read it again. Cynthia has 5 red hair bows and 3 blue hair bows. How many hair bows does Cynthia have? Let's start by what we know. We know Cynthia has 5 red hair bows. I'm going to draw 5 circles to represent the 5 red hair bows, and I'm going to put an R in each one so I know that these are the red hair bows. You can do that as well. I also know that she has 3 blue hair bows. So I'm going to draw 3 more. And I'm going to put a B in each one. So I know that those are the blue hair bows. You can do that now. Now, the question says, how many hair bows does Cynthia have? Well, these are all of Cynthia's hair bows. So let's count to see how many she has. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Cynthia has 5 red hair bows and 3 blue hair bows. She has 8 hair bows in all. If you need more time, push pause. If you're ready, push play. Number 5 says, put a check by the 2 equations that are correct. So 2 of these are right and 2 of them are wrong. We are going to represent the correct equations with a check mark. Let's look at the first one. 4 equals 2 plus 2. I'm going to draw that. 2 plus 2. Does that equal 4? Yes, 2 plus 2 does equal 4. This equation is correct. So put a check mark by the correct equation. Let's look at the next one. It says 5 minus 0 equals 0. Let me draw that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to take away 0. How many do I have? That's right. I still have 5. If I have 5 cookies and I do not eat any of them, I still have 5 cookies. This equation is wrong. You're going to leave it alone. Let's look at the third equation. Read it with me, please. 6 minus 1 equals 5. Let's draw a model. I'm going to start with 6. Can you start with 6 too, please? Now, our equation says 6 minus 1. So I'm going to X out 1. Can you X out 1 too, please? How many do I still have in my model? Let's count together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Does 6 minus 1 equal 5? You're right, it does. It is correct. I'm going to put a check mark there. Now, a good test taker is always going to check all of the answer choices. So let's look at the last one and see if it's correct. The equation reads 4 equals 1 plus 2. So let's draw that model. 1 plus 2. Can you do that, please? Now let's count to see how many we have all together. 1, 2, 3. Does 4 equal 1 plus 2? No. 3 equals 1 plus 2. So that is incorrect. we leave it alone. If you need more time on this page, push pause now. Now let's get into our lesson. All right, let me share my screen with you. Let's get back to the first slide. Here we go. So this lesson is actually going to take 2 days. This is day 1 of lesson 2. We are going to count on and count back to subtract. Now, let me go ahead and warn you, parents and students, this is a tough strategy. I want you to think of strategies like a toolbox. In a toolbox, you have a lot of different tools to use. If you have a toolbox at home, you might have a hammer and a screwdriver and a wrench and a lot of other tools that I don't know the names of. But you can use all of those tools to solve a problem at your house. Math is the same way. I'm going to give you a lot of tools to put in your toolbox. This is your math toolbox. You don't have to use the strategy that I show you, but I have to teach it to you. And one day you might think back, hey, I remember when Miss Carter taught this strategy to me and I like it. Or you might say, hey, I don't like the strategy, but at least you'll know how to use it. So if you don't get this the very first time, don't stress. It's a strategy that we're going to use throughout first grade. Here we go. These are the materials that you are going to need for this lesson. You are going to need a whiteboard or a piece of paper, a whiteboard or a pencil, or a whiteboard marker or a pencil, counters. You can use anything that you have at home, or you can use the ones that we used earlier this week. And a number line, it's in your packet, and your practice and problem solving book for independent work today. Here we go. So when you count on, you start with the number being subtracted and you count on to the total. When you count back, you start with the first number and count back the number being subtracted. Mind-blowing, right? This is a very tough concept for first grade. And it's okay if your child does not master this strategy right now. We will continue to practice this strategy all of first grade. So let's read our clear learning target. I can subtract within 10 using the count back strategy. Read it with me, please. I can subtract within 10 using the count back strategy. So I'm going to model this strategy for you first. So step 1 is to listen as I read the problem. Here we go. 6 children play ball. 4 go home early. How many children are left? Let me read it one more time. 6 children play ball. 4 go home early. How many children are left? What is happening in the story? Turn and tell someone near you. That's right. 6 children are playing ball and some of the children go home. What do we know? Turn and tell someone near you. We know there were 6 and 4 leave. What do we need to figure out? We need to figure out how many children are left. Now, I want you to close your eyes and make a picture in your head as I read the problem again. Close your eyes. I see your eyes still open. Go ahead and close them and make a picture story in your head. Here we go. 6 children play ball. 4 go home early. How many children are left? How can we tell how many children are left after the 4 children go home? I'm going to show you my thinking. So when you are working, you are going to put or draw 4 counters on your workspace because those are the children that left. And then we are going to count on to 6. 4, 5, 6. How many did you count on? 4, 5, 6. That's right, we counted on 2. So the equation would read 6 minus 4 equals 2. What would be an addition sentence that could match this? Turn and talk with someone close to you. If you need more turn and talk time, push pause now. The subtraction equation we came up with was 6 minus 4 equals 2. The addition sentence would be 4 plus 2 equals 6. That's a tough strategy, isn't it? Let's keep practicing. Here is another model. I want you to watch me and watch my thinking. Listen as I read the problem. There are 7 bikes. 4 are red. The rest are black. How many are black? How can you find out? Listen again as I read the problem. There are 7 bikes. 4 are red. The rest are black. How many are black? How can you find out? Now, in this number story, we are taking apart objects. What do we know so far? Turn and tell someone near you. We know that there are 7 bikes. What else do we know? We know there are 4 that are red. What do we need to figure out? We need to figure out how many of those 7 bikes are black. How can we tell how many bikes are black? Let me show you my thinking. You can put your pencil or finger on the 7 on the number line because we know that we have 7 bikes. We also know that 4 of those bikes are red. So we can count back 4. We start with 7 bikes. Watch me. 1, 2, 3, 4. That was the 4 red bikes. How many black bikes do we have? We landed on the number 3. That represents the black bikes. The equation will read 7 minus 4 equals 3. What would be an addition sentence that could match this? Turn and talk to someone close to you. If you need more time, push pause. So the subtraction sentence we came up with was 7 minus 4 equals 3. The addition sentence would be 4 red bikes plus 3 black bikes equals 7 bikes in all. Are you ready to practice this? All right, make sure that you have your paper or your whiteboard. Listen as I read the problem. There are 8 cups. 5 are big. The rest are small. How many are small? Let's think before we write. What do we know? We know that there are 8 cups in all. What else do we know about these cups? I heard you say it. We know that 5 of these cups are big. What do we need to figure out? Turn and talk to somebody near you. That's right. We know that 3 of these cups are small. Look at the picture or draw a picture on your whiteboard or your paper or use your counters. You could start with 5 counters and you could count on until you got to 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. How many counters did you have to add to the problem? That's right. You added 3 counters. That represents the small cups. If you have a whiteboard, this is the time that you would want to erase. If you are working on a piece of paper, go down to the next line. There are 9 balloons. 6 balloons pop. How many balloons are left? Let me read it again. There are 9 balloons. 6 balloons pop. How many balloons are left? What do we know about this problem? Turn and talk. We know that there are 9 balloons. What else do we know about this problem? That's right. We know that 6 balloons pop. What do we need to figure out? We need to figure out how many balloons are left. How can we tell how many balloons are left? Let's try to solve this on the number line. If you need more time, push pause now. When we use a number line to solve this, we are going to start with the number 9, since that's how many balloons we have to begin with. We are then going to count back 6, since that shows how many balloons have popped. Watch me. I start on 9 and I'm going to count back 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's do that together. We're going to start on 9. Let's count back 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What number did we land on? We landed on number 3. That represents how many balloons are left. We had 9. All of these balloons popped. This is what we have left. Your independent practice today is going to be found in the Practice and Problem Solving book. Please complete pages 11, 12, and 13. Put these pages in your folder and turn them into your teacher the next time you see them. Also, please complete 20 minutes of iReadyMath. Remember, you have to log in through the ClassLink app. If your teacher has assigned a specific lesson for iReadyMath, please do that first. Thank you for all your hard work, and we'll see you tomorrow.